Hi, it's Cheryl, and we're here already with our fifth installment in our shoulder series. Today we're going to be working a little bit with some light weights, building up a bit more strength in our shoulders. I have 2-pound dumbbells. If you don't have those kinds of things at home, you could use, something from the kitchen. We used to say soup cans, or I have some salt that I bought in bulk at Costco, and each one of them is like half a pound, but my hands fit around them well. So go and get all those kinds of things. So we'll be using a blanket today and perhaps some dumbbells. I'm going to get mine, and then I'll join you on the mat. We'll start in standing today. So here we go. I'm just going to put my dumbbells here to the side because I want to get the alignment of the moves a little bit more in my mind before I add the extra weight. I'm using a chair today. This is that old kitchen chair. I've got it braced against the baseboard so it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to help me keep my bumper bones, the frontal bones of the pelvis here, the SAS bones. It's going to help them keep them aligned and remind me to keep my core stabilized while I start to strengthen not only my shoulders but my hips today, because we know that shoulders don't operate by themselves. So this is strengthening the rear kinetic chain of the body, stabilizing the hip and shoulder joint. So standing with the chair at your belly, so you get a sense of how to make your pelvis square to the chair in front of you. Hold on to the back of the chair, and at first we'll just start with the legs. When you're ready, inhale, take your right leg straight back. Exhale, lower it. Do that a couple times. Make sure your knee and toes are facing the chair. So you're not doing this in order to get your movement. Good. And after you've got the alignment there, you're keeping your pelvis square to the chair, the hip and knee are moving straight back, not out on an angle. Try the other leg. I think that's our left leg now. And you'll feel the back of your leg engage as you lift the leg back. Good. And you may, when you're first starting this video, you may, for the first couple of repetitions of it, want to just do legs. They're feeling really tired. Maybe that's all you do. If you're ready to add on, when you're ready, you can inhale, opposite leg to arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, opposite leg to arm. Exhale, lower. This is called locust pose in yoga. And it's really a lovely way to strengthen that rear kinetic chain. Now you're at home doing this practice on your own, so you can customize it exactly perfect for how you're feeling today. That might be quite enough for you, and you might want to take some time to sit down on that chair, catch your breath. You can always work on adding the weights another time. But I will show it because when you're ready, it'll be here for you. So this time you really can't hang on to the chair. So a little bit more balance challenge. We need to work a little bit more on stabilizing through the core, but here we go. Inhale, same movement, but the weights in the hands just add a little bit of a different dimension. Stay meticulously attuned to your alignment though. So the fronts of your hips are still attached to the chair. You're still moving the arm in a pain-free range of motion with your breath. Let's go to each side one more time. And then relaxing. Like I said, you might need to take a little bit of time to sit in your chair and relax. So you can always pause the video. That's the beauty of your home practice. You can make it just for you. We're going to move on, when you're ready, to a classic yoga pose called Warrior Two. And if you're not familiar with the pose, you might just want to keep your legs parallel, standing in a nice wide V, but keep your legs parallel because I don't really have enough time to talk about hips and knees today. I have a whole other YouTube series on that. So if you find that you get into this and you're like, ow, 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 don't panic about the leg position. We can deal with that another day. So let's do the movement without the weights. and then maybe we'll see what we can do. We're going to externally rotate through the right hip, bend the right knee, forming the warrior two shape with the legs. Arms can start at the sides. When you're ready, inhale, lift the arms to just above shoulder height. Exhale, float them back down. So trying to find that pain-free range of motion. You might go a little higher, you might not. Let's just do one more breath. Good. Straighten the right knee, turn your feet parallel. You might be keeping your legs in this shape, not turning and bending your knee. If that's distracting you from this, don't do that in the lower half of the body. If your hips and knees are not your concern, you're familiar with Warrior Two pose, you do yoga all the time, then let's externally rotate our left leg, bend the knee, find our Warrior Two legs on the other side. Same motion with the arms. Shoulders stay relaxed. Just the arms floating on your breath. Almost like elegant bird's wings. No stress or strain, especially these muscles up here. Remember, those are the ones you always want someone to massage. Good. And then releasing. We can repeat the posture exactly as that. We can sit and rest, or we can grab our weights and add a little bit new dimension. So mix and match, custom blend this practice so you're getting what you need out of it. I'm not in your living room with you. I don't know. So let's rotate your right leg again, bend the right knee if that's the way we're practicing today. A little bit of engagement in the core, strong legs. Inhale, arms come up to just above shoulder height. Exhale, let them float back down. Be alert to any creaking or cracking. Try to make the movement so it's as smooth and fluid as possible. We might do 4 or 5 breaths here. Earlier in your repetitions of this video, that might feel like way too much. So work slowly. Remember the buzzword, patience. It's so hard to have. But we are going in the right direction. You've made it to week 5 already. Good. And then releasing. And if you're feeling comfortable to move into the full Warrior Two legs on the second side, we can do that. Remember, you always have the option of customizing. So you don't do as many repetitions, or you sit something out. You pause the video, go get a coffee. That's the beauty of working at home. You're your own boss. Inhale, float the arms, maybe just above shoulder height. Exhale. Notice I have a small bend in my elbows. I don't want any tension unnecessarily there. And I'm trying the best I can to keep the shoulder blades down my back as I lift the arms. We've done a lot of work over the last few weeks. I'm really mobilizing those shoulder blades. So I hope this is becoming more and more accessible as we progress through this. After about 4 or 5 breaths, that's probably enough. Let's drop the weights, come back to a standing position. Notice how you feel. Okay. We're going to come into a slightly different leg position. So from your stance here, take your right leg and step it back. So you're kind of in a bit of a runner's lunge. Pivot on the back foot so the whole foot comes to the ground. There's some space between your legs, so you feel like you've got a wide base of support. The front knee's bent a little bit. Good. Now this is a Warrior One stance if you're familiar with yoga. If it's difficult for you to hold your legs in this position, you can just have a normal standing position, maybe with your legs a little bit apart. Okay, so moving your arms out into a cactus arms type position. We're going to take the arms in as we exhale, open the arms as we inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Good. Just about 3 times just to assess that movement, coming back into a stable standing position. And when you're ready, we'll step the left leg back, pivot on the back foot so it comes all the way to the floor. Little space between the legs so you've got a wide base of support, the front knees bent a bit. Good. Remember, if this is hard for you to do for other joint reasons, you can just stand with your legs a little bit apart in a solid stance and work with the upper body from there. This is getting a bit more complicated as we take our lower body into these different kinds of positions. So if it takes away from the shoulder issues and doesn't give you enough room to think about shoulder issues, then it's not really worth it. However, when you move out into the world, your lower body has to do things at the same time your shoulders have to do things. So this is more functional movement. Again, exhale and inhale. And inhale. We'll exhale and release. We'll add the weights now to that same movement if it feels like it will work for you. So it was the right leg that came back first. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now you can vary the number of repetitions that you do, progressing as you feel stronger. I would not suggest adding heavier weights. Heavier weights are applicable in some other situations, but in yoga poses like this, the weight's far away from the center of your body puts a lot of pressure on joints. So this might be a good idea just to use the lighter weights. And then the left leg goes back, right knee bends a little bit. Exhale. Inhale. Belly's firm. You're kind of drawing the low belly back a little bit. Legs don't move. Shoulder blades really bouncing around on that upper back. Breath full and broad. Long, slow breathing really helps us learn. Wonderful. Let's release the weights. Come to a comfortable standing position. And because we've been working quite intensively on strengthening today, I want to balance that with some rest. Do you remember the restorative pose that we did in our very first video together? So we have the long blanket, maybe the pool noodle, maybe a folded towel. You have something for underneath your knees. Just adjust the camera a little bit here so we can see a bit better. There we go. We sit in front of the blanket. Make sure you've got something to put over top of you for warmth, maybe, if it's cool in your space. The blanket supports the length of your spine. Oh, that feels very delicious after all that weightlifting. Shoulder blades just cascading down towards the ground. Chest bright and open. Close your eyes if you like. And stay for as long as you can while your muscles rest and learn from your strengthening movements. I'll see you soon.